Has something ever scared you as a child? Well, obviously something probably scared you as a child, but... So today, the subject, to get right to the point, let's just get right to the point. The subject of this video is things that scared the shit out of me as a child, whether it be TV shows or movies. I just went for a top 3 because I couldn't really think that many things that scared me as a kid, but I could think of 3 things, and there's 2 reasons I'm doing this video. One, I'm out of ideas and my channel's dying, so if I can capitalize on a trend, then hopefully I'll get some views. That's what we like to do on YouTube. You just acknowledge your problems, but don't actually do anything about them. And you say it as a joke, you're all good, pal. And 2 is because because when I was looking at some shows or some movies that scared me as a kid, I remembered one movie in particular that traumatized me so much as a child. I figured, why not? I'll do a video of it. Gotta get that ad revenue, what little you can. Number 3 is this show, Courage. Yeah, this show was, I'm sure, is on a lot of people's list. I didn't really watch it that much as a kid, but this is the episode, Perfect. I'm sure everyone knows what the fuck I'm about to talk about. So essentially the episode's about, they want to make Courage perfect.
You can't do nothing right, you amateur. You ought to go to right thing doing school. Someone who'll make you perfect.
So you get a teacher to essentially teach him how to be perfect.
It's late. We have a lot to cover tomorrow. So your last assignment of the day is go to bed and sleep perfectly.
The lessons and the methods this bitch uses start to get to Courage so much that he has a nightmare. This fucking monstrosity. I'm not gonna act like this is original because I've seen so many people online talk about how this scared them. So I'm not gonna act like it's new, but you know. I only had one nightmare about this, so we're up to the, let's add a nightmare counter. This one only had one nightmare from, so you know, it's doing good so far. Oh, you had a nightmare about it? Well, join the fucking club. So number 2 is Mr. Meaty. I think I've only seen one episode. I don't remember much about the episode. I just remember the ending. So I don't even remember the full episode. But essentially, the whole concept of the show is there's 2 people in a fast food restaurant, and they just sort of go on adventures and get into sort of hijinks. So I was watching this one episode and nothing really is happening. It's just sort of, you know, standard kid show fare. The puppets are creepy, but you know. And then this one character's finding that food is just disappearing from his hand.
Chicken gobblers to the rescue. What?
Well, how weird is that? So they decide to record him while he's eating the food. Okay, simple enough. And then they discover this.
Okay, I'm just gonna rewind and play it on slow-mo.
What is that?
It looks like the moocher has become the moochie, buddy. You got a tapeworm, buddy. Must have been that raw burger you ate.
So the idea of this weird thing being in your body in eating things scared the shit out of me. So then they try and fish it out of his mouth.
Gotcha.
So after they fish it out of its mouth, they put it into a cage. And then some cowboy comes along and buys it from them as it goes into his mouth.
That's the stuff. Ew.
What the fuck was the point of that? Okay, enough lollygagging. Number 1. It's the skeleton scene from Cory in the House.
Stanley, what's wrong?
Corey got a bone hand.
Why, young Stanley, that's ridiculous.
I'm kidding, of course. I just wanted to bring attention to that scene because it's hilarious.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your
Sorry, what is going on?
shrieking skulls will shock your soul
I'm just trying to prove a point.
tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
But no, the actual number 1 is a little kids movie called Zathura. Now, if you were like me, you know, a 2000s kid, you probably remember this movie. It was a spiritual successor to Jumanji, I believe. It's essentially the same concept of Jumanji, but in space. And it was by the same author and, you know, whatever, and spiritual successor to Jumanji. So whatever, it's like Jumanji, right? They just go to the board, a bunch of shit happens. But then they get one card. And it says,
Your robot is defective.
so naturally they wonder what that means. When suddenly they hear a noise.
That's your robot?
Oh, okay. It was like a joke, you know, it was a gag. Okay, that was funny. You scared me a little bit there, but, you know, it's fine. It's gonna be okay.
Yes, I got one. Well, what does it do? Anything I want. Give me a juice box, biatch.
Is this a kid's movie? Oh, you know, whatever. It'll be fine.
Don't do that. Why not? It's my robot. You might make it mad. It's 3 inches tall, punting across the room. It's my robot, the card says. I never said it wasn't your robot. You don't have to be such a jerk. Dude, you're just jealous because I have a robot and you don't. Why would I?
Emergency. Emergency. Alien life form must destroy.
Walter, I think he's talking about you.
Okay, let's recap what this is. So there's a giant fucking robot about to kill these young kids. Sure, why not? Oh, and by the way, this thing doesn't just slowly walk at you. It fucking charges at you. Okay, that was a little scary scene, but it's fine. At least he's dead. Fuck.
Alien life form must destroy.
Danny, take your turn.
And if you're wondering why he stays there, there's like a whole subplot that the little kid can't read. So the older kid has to be there to read the card. So that's why he's not just running. That's why he's sort of staying next to the robot. It's kind of convoluted, but whatever. So then he has these blades. He never uses these blades against the kids, but that didn't help my nightmares. So then he starts chasing after the kid. Yeah, just show this to kids. A giant fucking robot with red eyes chasing after a young child as he busts through doors like it's nothing. Keep in mind, I believe I was either 4 or 5 when this movie came out. So, a 4-year-old child is not meant to handle a giant robot. You can show it knocking over things and just being clumsy, but that doesn't help. Well, at least it's over. That shot is like straight out of a Terminator movie.
Danny, take your turn.
So, the robot just sort of sits there for no reason. I guess.
Danny, give me the card. It's still moving. Hurry up, Danny! The card!
So then he gets another card, and then the board moves. Turns out, they move too close to a star.
You passed too close to Source 3! Inner gravity field!
This one kid, being smart, he leans himself in a door frame. Oh, but guess what? No, the robot's not done with you. Have I convinced you that this is scary for a 4-year-old child? I mean, I think it's scarier than a slime monster. So he grabs his shoe, and for some reason he doesn't fall on the same side as the robot. He falls on a different side, but whatever. So they find the robot in the basement, and naturally he has to go down to get his shoe. Well, I mean, it isn't really that stupid because they think it's dead, but... Now, when I was first watching this when I was 4 years old, I didn't understand what the mouse thing was doing. So in my mind, the robot was dead and not coming back. Oh, how wrong I was. So, you know, they go on adventures and stuff. I mean, these lizard fucks are kind of scary. But late into the movie, they think it's over. They think they've saved the day and they're gonna get home safe. And then they find that these lizard people are at the top of the staircase. Well, that's a shitty situation already. But take a wild guess. What's behind them? Fuck my 4-year-old ass.
Emergency. Alien life form must destroy.
He still wants to kill me!
So the robot grabs him by the neck.
Use the card. Quick.
And then he uses a card he got earlier in the game. It was, don't worry, it was set up before, so they didn't just bring it out of nowhere, but didn't have time for that. And then the little mouse thing starts to reprogram the robot, and then the robot goes after the lizard people and chases them away.
Alien life form must destroy.
reprogram cards for?
That didn't help. You can't just show 5 seconds of him doing good things and then think that magically makes me not scared of it. I was still scared of this thing. I had so many nightmares about that fucking robot. I actually remember in one of my dreams, I had the reprogram card, I used it, and he didn't care. He kept continuing trying to kill me. So those were 3 things that traumatized me as a child. I went through that a little faster than I anticipated, but fuck it, I had a lot to say about Zathura. So that was the things that traumatized me as a child.